My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. Back in April of this year, I purchased a backpack that had recently hit the market. It was from a company known as Teton Sports, and the pack I'm talking about was the Signal. Speaking of Teton Sports, you may also know of this company as just Teton or Teton Gear. Sometime back, the company changed the name to Teton Gear, but since then, they really haven't implemented that name change upon their products and so on, so it is just a little bit confusing. Either way, Teton Sports, Teton Gear, or just Teton, that's the company we're talking about. Anyways, going back to the Signal, that was a backpack that I was very excited to test out because it featured a unique material, a material that I haven't seen in many years being used with a backpack. That pack featured a PVC coated nylon, which is very strong, very robust, highly water resistant, but it does have some trade-offs. With that being said, we're not talking about materials in this episode. We're primarily focusing on quality. Needless to say, when I saw this Signal backpack, I was excited. I placed my order. A few days later, it showed up. And folks, it was a hunk of junk. Within the first 2 minutes of receiving the backpack, I took it out of the packaging, I was opening it up, looking at the features, it broke twice. From there, I closely inspected the backpack, and unfortunately, the pack was in terrible shape, straight from the manufacturer. For now, let's talk about what this episode is about, because it's not about the Signal backpack. This episode is all about this backpack. This is the Scout 55 liter. This is a backpack that I've been able to recommend for a long time, up until recently, namely, as soon as I observed the issues with the Signal backpack. The quality of the Signal backpack was so poor that I was left questioning whether or not I could continue to recommend this company. Teton Sports is a company that produces budget-friendly outdoor gear. I'm talking about backpacks, tents, sleeping bags, sleeping pads, so on and so forth. For the longest time, I've been able to recommend this company because they offered good products for the money, especially for those who wanted to tiptoe into the outdoors, but they didn't want to spend a lot of cash. It makes sense. Don't spend a ton of money if you're not sure it's something that you're really going to like. With that in mind, I've been recommending a lot of their products. The Scout 55 liter backpack, which was known as the Scout 3400. Now it's the 55 liter. I was also able to recommend the Teton Sports Mountain Ultra series of tents. Excellent shelters for the money, very good quality. Up until recently. I had issues with the Signal backpack. Very poor quality, tons of loose threads, not impressive at all. Plus the two brakes, I should say. But then there's the Mountain Ultra. I recently reviewed the 4-person version. While the tent didn't have any major quality issues, there was a problem. I purchased the dark gray colored version of the 4-person tent. I received a tent that was like an extremely light baby blue color, a color the company doesn't even offer. In a nutshell, what I'm saying is this: over the last couple of months, I've had multiple issues from this company, and going back to the Signal, the quality was so poor, it was so shocking. I figured, you know what? We need to take a look at another product from this company. It's entirely possible that the issues that I had with the Signal backpack were a one-off thing, right? Everything fell in place to produce like the biggest piece of crap, right? That really makes the company look bad. So I figured, let's purchase a brand new backpack, the Scout 3400, 55 liter, whatever you want to call it, and let's take a look at the quality. Let's see how this compares to the Signal. That, everyone, is what this episode is all about. Together, we are going to look at a brand new backpack that's still sealed up in the plastic. I haven't looked at it either. Let's check on the quality of this pack. Let's see if there's any issues, right? Maybe Teton Sports was just caught with their pants down, so to speak, with the Signal. It was just a bad batch, a bad pack. Or maybe there are some more quality issues that, frankly, you all need to be aware of. So with that being said, everyone, let's take a look at this Scout 55 liter backpack. Let's check on the quality. As you all can see here, the pack is still in its plastic. Basically, I opened up the box. This is what I received. I have not opened this at all. Here we have the Scout 65 liter. Now that's interesting. I ordered the 55 liter, but I have the Scout 65 liter here. That's not a Teton Sports mistake, that's an Amazon mistake. But nonetheless, that does not change anything at all. As you all can see here, we have the 65 liter fully expanded. Now let's take a look at the quality. So I will start here on the side. There's some loose threads down here at the bottom, some loose threads on the stitching above this buckle. Nothing deal breaking, just minor issues over here. We have some loose threads here along this stitching. We also have some additional stitches here that are loose. The problem with these stitches is that they're not tied off. So you can actually pull this out, this entire line here, just like I did there. See? See how it's getting longer? That's because this is not tied off. Neither is this one. You can actually pull this pack apart. Look at that. These loose threads here are a big deal. As I mentioned, they're not tied off, meaning that you can actually pop every single one of these out of place and you can continue to make this pack worse. As you're using this pack, you're undoing the buckles, you're pulling back the lid, you're stretching the materials, you will be pulling these threads loose. That, in my opinion, is what you would call a catastrophic failure of the stitching. Just because a product has loose threads does not mean that it's garbage or that it's going to fall apart, as long as the thread has been tied off. In this case, these threads have not been tied off, and this pack will continue to unravel. The placement of these loose threads is especially troublesome because you will be stretching this material. You'll be working with this lid so often. It's a big deal. Continuing to look at this pack, we have some more loose thread above this buckle here. On this side it looks good. Down here towards the sleeping bag compartment we have some more loose threads. Going over to the side, up at the top, it looks good. Coming down to the bottom here, it looks bad. What we have here is a hydration pocket where we have mesh that meets the fabric. The fabric in the mesh, only half of it has been reinforced. The stitching stops in the middle and the rest of the pocket has not been reinforced. This entire section of this pocket here has not been reinforced at all. That could be problematic. As you're putting your large water bottles inside of this, it could potentially rip because it's not reinforced in this section. Let's go ahead and open up this pocket here, see what it looks like on the inside. This pocket looks good. We'll check out this one. As far as I can tell, it looks good too. There are some minor loose threads, but nothing that looks too problematic. You know what, everybody? I take that back. The stitch work on the inside of this pocket has not been tied off either. So all of this can come loose too. The stitching here, which wraps around the top of this pocket, none of it's been tied off, and you can pop every single one of these. Wow, look at that. Let's go ahead and turn this around here. And let's check on the quality of the back side. So far, so good. Nothing is jumping out to me. By the way, everyone, I do this with every backpack, every product that I review. That looks good too. I do not see any issues. Now let's open this up. And let's continue on. With the pack open like this, you can see the issues here with the lid that I pointed out and how already the stitch work is coming apart. It is good that the draw pulls haven't broken. With the Signal backpack, both of the draw pulls at the top broke instantaneously. As soon as I pulled on them, the whole thing fell apart. Overall, the stitching on the inside here looks pretty good. We do have some loose threads. Minor stuff, no big deal. With some of the loose threads that are in here, it's impossible for me to tell whether or not they're going to be problematic. There are some that basically go around the body here that are loose, but I can't tell if they're going to come apart or not. Ultimately, everyone, I've seen enough. The quality of this bag is questionable. The issues with the lid, that's a big deal. In my opinion, that's a deal breaker, because as you use this, as this material stretches and flexes and you use it and you move it, those threads, they're already coming loose. It's unacceptable for the money, and also unacceptable when you consider the economy, how far a dollar goes, a euro goes, and so on. Assuming that you can get this in Europe, I really don't know. But when you look at this pack, when you compare this pack to other options that are out on the market, this does not make sense. When you consider the features of this pack, there's just so much better out there. A pack that comes to mind, in my opinion, is the Decathlon, well, it used to be known as the Trek 170 liter. It is now known as the Simond, S-I-M-O-N-D. That pack is 1,000 times better than this one, and they're about the same price, folks. You can't get the Simond on Amazon, but you can go to the Decathlon website, purchase it there, and it is an amazing pack. Whereas this one, it simply is not. It has been many years since I reviewed this backpack. And since that point in time, the outdoor landscape has changed. There are new products out on the market. Products that are far superior to this backpack here. Again, with the Decathlon Trek 100, that pack is leaps and bounds better than this one in all ways. Materials, design, functions, features, quality. There's no reason to choose this over that pack, for an example. The quality with this is simply just not there. And at the same time, as I mentioned, the landscape has changed. Back when I reviewed this product many years ago, it's been many years since I've taken a look at this pack. Back then, there weren't that many budget-friendly, good quality options out on the market. This pack was the exception. But now, things have changed. The quality of Teton Sports has obviously changed. I wouldn't purchase it again, and I'm no longer going to recommend the Scout series of backpacks from Teton Sports. This pack is simply lacking as far as quality goes, which means durability is going to be a problem. Ultimately, everyone, I am not impressed at all. And I hate to say that. I want to make sure it's clear that I'm not trying to pick on Teton Sports, but if I'm going to recommend products to my viewers, and when I say recommend, what I'm talking about is like, if you write in and you're asking me to help you choose a backpack, and you're telling me the criteria that you need to match, I'm not going to recommend this. When it comes to my videos, I really don't recommend products. I provide you all with the information that you need, and I tell you, if this works for you, you may want to consider it. I don't sell products. I don't care if you buy the products that I test out and I review. This channel is all about sharing information, and that is it. With all of that being said, everyone, I am disappointed in what I'm seeing here. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's still not good enough for the money. And that's where I'm going to leave this episode. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. This has been an interesting look at the quality of Teton Sports, all spawned because of the Signal backpack. I was so disgusted by that pack. The quality was just so terrible. It was just coming apart. I couldn't even review that pack because it tore up as soon as I took it out of the packaging. But as soon as I saw the Signal, it's been eating at me. What is going on with this company? I still don't know, but I can tell you that the quality of their products seems to be going down. Hopefully they can correct everything. Make sure to comment down below, share your thoughts and your experiences with this company, with their products. what's been good, what's been bad. When it comes to their warranty, I have not heard of anybody who's had a bad experience. If you have an issue, they would take care of it. That is worth something for sure. Everyone, take care, strength and honor. Bye for now.